You address to chair.
So, sir.
And Tejaswi ji, 2 minute में conclude.
Sir, please 5 minute दीजिए sir मुझे. Sir, बहुत सारे विषय बाकी है sir. Sir, all these names that I mentioned are self-made first-generation leaders. Why did, before 2014, these kind of leaders, these kind of business leaders, entrepreneurs, why could the country not create? Because the dynasty-based political parties did not want to create such kind of economic leaders in the country, sir. This is something that must be established. Sir, there are only 2 other points I would want to make, sir. Why I consider this budget is a budget for jobs and a budget for India's youth. And I speak as a young member of parliament, sir, and I want to thank the finance minister for giving the most futuristic and the most tech-savvy budget ever in the country's history in the budget 2022. Sir, this budget speaks of a rollout of 5G technology. This budget speaks of a task force for EVGC. It speaks of artificial intelligence, machine learning-based learnings, big data. It speaks about an EV policy. This budget speaks about battery swapping policy, virtual labs, 75 digital banks, digital university, introduction of blockchain-based central bank digital currency. This, sir, is going to be a game changer in India's economic journey. Anytime, anywhere, post offices, digital ecosystem for skilling and livelihood, drone as a service, Kisan drones, Drone Shakti, boost to quantum computing, 50,000 crores to National Research Foundation. It speaks of clean tech, green jobs, solar panel manufacturing. Sir, it also speaks of creating jurisdictions where foreign universities can come and invest, and those jurisdictions where no domestic laws will apply. Every year, sir, billions of dollars Indian students and parents spend to go outside of the country to seek this education. This one change is going to save huge amount of revenue for the country and also is going to create competition in the India's economic education space. Which is why, sir, I said from education to technology, aviation to space, soil to infrastructure, this government has transformed the country in every way.
Thank you very much.
Sir, please, sir, I just want to highlight one important point, sir. Sir, I come from an urban city, sir. My father came from a small village in Chikmagaluru about 50 years ago, and he migrated to Bengaluru, sir. When he came in his late teens, he did not even have Hawaii chappals to go inside and attend classes. But because he came, our entire family is today financially secure. And in just one generation, sir, the people of Bengaluru blessed me to be their member of parliament. Why I am saying this, sir, is because consistently the last 70 years, our policy makers had neglected urbanization. And you cannot have, and this was done deliberately, sir. It was
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir,
thank you.
Sir, आखिरी point पे आ रहा हूँ, sir. This is going to establish the design of these people, sir. Sir, that deliberately neglected urbanization, sir, and this was also by a form of design.
Thank you very much.
Sir, today the Prime Minister in the budget has promised new urban planning. He has promised urban infrastructure, creation of metros, creation of this thing. And on behalf of all the millions of people who live in urban areas, sir, I thank the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister for this very concerted effort at urbanization.
Thank you, Tejasvi Surya ji.
On the last
Thank you
point,
very much.
Sir, this is, sir, मैं 30 सेकंड में इसको खत्म करता हूं, sir. I want to just trace back the history as to where this whole obsession with socialism started, sir. Sir, in 1955, in Chennai, the Congress party had organized their 70th national conference. It was at a place called Avadi. In that Avadi conference, sir, Jawaharlal Nehru ji, who was then the Prime Minister, he invited the President of Yugoslavia to come and attend the Avadi National Conference as a special guest. And there, the Congress party passed a resolution to establish in India a system of socialist-based society. And the obsession with socialism, sir, was so high that Comrade Nehru, sir, in 1956, the year next, invited the Prime Minister and President from Russia to again come to India, sir. And that time, Nikita Khrushchev and Nikolai Bulganin, they came to India and planned India's economy.
Sir,
one minute, sir. Sir, please. Sir, I'll conclude. So this is a very important point. Sir, young of India must know what they have done, sir. So for 40, 50 continuous years, this mindless obsession with socialism kept India deliberately poor. Sir, and this whole command control ecosystem, this planned economies.
Sir, thank you, sir.
We had other Asian economies, Singapore, Taiwan, which raced ahead.
Shri M.
Sir.
Selvaraj ji.
Sir, thank you, sir. 2000.
एक सेंटेंस में खत्म कर दी पूरा एक
Sir,
सेंटेंस
I will conclude in one more minute, sir.
नहीं no minute.
Sir.
Conclude.
Sir, 1 minute may I'll conclude, sir. Sir, the young of India, the present generation of India must know what was the price this country paid for this mindless obsession with socialism that the Congress party imposed on this country for more than 70 years. Sir, Swaminathan Anklesarya Iyer, a very senior economist, in a paper titled Socialism Kills, the human cost of delayed economic reform in India, sir, has to say this, and
Thank
with
you.
this I will conclude.
Thank you, sir. Thank
He
you,
says,
Surya
sir,
ji.
the study finds that had the economic reforms taken place a decade earlier, 14.5 million more children would have survived. I will repeat this. The study finds that had the economic reforms taken place a decade earlier, 14.5 million more children would have survived, 261 million more Indians would have become literate, 109 million more Indians would have risen above the poverty line. The delay in economic reform represents an enormous social tragedy for India. It drives home the point that India's socialist era, which claimed it would deliver growth with social justice, delivered neither growth nor social justice.
Now,
Sir, I will
Sri
only
M.
say this. It is for the first time under the Prime Minister Narendra Modi that this country has gotten unshackled, this country is on the rise, and this country has finally got out
Now,
of this pernicious trap of perverted socialism. And that is a new India, and this is a new India that is irreversible.